people. In that sense, President Maduro stated that Venezuela is a free, independent, and sovereign country that will not be coerced by the U.S. imperialism or its illegal sanctions.
The hydrocarbon engine has 4 components: oil, and we are already close to 1,100,000 barrels per day with our own lung. That they say that such and such a company left, that it returned, not that it left, not that they took away the license of such and such a company, I am not going to name it. That they took it away, that they took it away, that they put it away, that they put it away, take away what you want to take away. Put what you want to put. Venezuelan oil will continue to grow in its production with its own lungs, without depending on anyone. Venezuela does not need licenses. Do we need a license to breathe? Imagine if we needed a license, not that the United States has not approved the license for Venezuelans to breathe, one's eyes would roll back in one's head. But they did approve it, thank goodness. We need a license to have 2 hands to work and produce. There go the empires with their arrogance that believe that with a license they can govern the world. Venezuela is not governed with a license. We are free, independent, rebellious, and sovereign, and we will continue to grow in the production of hydrocarbons.
In Nicaragua, the government gave recognition to the military leadership in the country and at the same time denounced imperialist crimes in the world. Co-presidents Daniel Ortega and Rosario Murillo led an act in recognition of the military's commitment to the defense of national sovereignty. During the event, the Nicaraguan authorities strongly condemned the Israeli genocide in Gaza, where the Zionist regime, with the support of the West, daily massacres Palestinian civilians. The Sandinista government reiterated its support for regional integration, but denounced the right-wing and fascist governments boycott any agreement, launching offensive remarks against the proposals for peace and sovereignty in the bloc.
No podemos aplaudir ni respaldar.
We cannot applaud and support totally brutal terrorist acts where children are being slaughtered every day in the Gaza Strip, killing the Palestinian people.
En la zona de Gaza, asesinando al pueblo palestino.
And it is terrible to hear the Prime Minister of Israel announce that he is going to wipe them out.
Al primer ministro de Israel anunciar que
And that they are going to take over all of that territory.
And last Sunday marked the first year of the unconstitutional re-election of Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele, what should have been a report on his administration turned into a speech of laments and attacks on journalists, NGOs, and political opponents. From Salvador, our correspondent Roberto will press us with the details.
After 6 years as president and the first year of his questioned re-election, Nayib Bukele gave a speech of more than an hour at the National Theatre, during which time he lashed out at those he considers opponents and those who describe his actions as anti-democratic and dictatorial.
I personally have been called a dictator in all the media they have wanted and been able to, from Salvadoran pamphlets to international pamphlets, the most prestigious ones. I don't care if they call me dictator.
The ruler made it clear that for him, transparency, rule of law, democracy, and human rights are just terms to subjugate the people.
He declared himself dictator, he assumed it, he decides who gets out of jail, and who doesn't, he is the judicial body. He said that they will remain in prison, including the thousands of victims of the regime of exception that he himself recognizes, that he has spoken of 7,000 innocent prisoners, and many threats to NGOs, to popular organizations, to people who defend human rights. I feel it as worried and violent. It is very dangerous what is being raised in the country.
Es muy peligroso lo que se está planteando en el país. También arremetió contra los medios independientes.
Bukele also lashed out at independent media, journalists, and non-governmental organizations, whom he accused of responding to a globalist agenda.
Pretende hacerle creer a la población que esto es un complot de
The government is trying to make the population believe that this is a plot by all the possible means, when what is really happening is that the evidence of a dictatorship in El Salvador is visible to the whole world, to the independent press of the whole world, and that is what is being told. This truth is very uncomfortable for a government that lives on propaganda and publicity. The truth is pushing Bukele further and further into a corner.
está acorralando cada vez más a Bukele.
La oposición lamenta que en su discurso no se
The
haya
opposition regrets that in his speech he did not refer to the major problems affecting Salvadorans, such as the high cost of living, unemployment, layoffs of public employees, corruption, and lack of medicines. He also did not talk about mining and the more than 250 Venezuelans imprisoned in Secot.
Es precisamente porque son los temas
is precisely because these are the issues that make it complicated. 1. Because it is the environmental deterioration, the right to clean water for our generations, and 2. Is the violation of international treaties, violation of human rights.
a tratados internacionales, violación de los derechos humanos.
Bukele afirmó que el régimen de excepción ha transformado
Bukele affirmed that the emergency regime has transformed the country into the safest in the continent and that it will continue despite criticism from international organizations and human rights defenders.
Roberto Hugo Presa, teleSUR, El Salvador.
In Venezuela, President Nicolás Maduro reiterated the country does not need licenses to continue promoting national hydrocarbon production and its economy. During his television program, Con Maduro Más, the Venezuelan president highlighted the country's hydrocarbons engine